Happy Friday.
Hey guys, so check this out. Tomorrow, Saturday, I've got a big event. It's a wellness expo. And my mother has a booth set up there because she's into wellness. She's a doctor of chiropractic. She's a designated doctor for the state of Texas. She's a nutritionalist. She's into natural healing and wellness, and she's just all into that stuff, right? And so she has a booth and she's like, yeah, you could jump in, you can set up at my booth. And I'm like, all right, great. So I'm excited because every booth there is going to be, they're going to be business owners from chiropractors to wellness people to, they're going to have palm readers, psychics and, you name it, it's going to be there, right? And then there's a bunch of retail too. Like, they sell like all of the natural stones and crystals and different things like that. It's all about, alternative stuff, right? And so I am, I'm working on I'm just trying to think, okay, how's the simplest way? I've been so busy all week long. I've had zero time to plan for this thing, right? And this is a big thing. This is like, to me, I'm seeing this as like my debut, right? It's like I've been training all these months. I was training like 3-4 months to sell BizSmart, and I've only sold one SAAS membership so far, which I was like, yeah, I sold one, right? But then I just have been so busy with work, I haven't been able to really dive in and just sell, right? This is going to be my opportunity to sell my butt off, right? To go really just trying to see how many can I nail on day one, how many can I nail on day two, Lord, we're praying to the Lord, I sell something, right? So
who's the audience there? What type of businesses did you say?
So it's going to be wellness, and it's going to be like, it's a wellness expo, right? So there'll be chiropractors, there'll be retailers that sell wellness stuff, there'll be, you name it, wellness related, it's going to be there, right? And then all the people that are coming into the event. So first of all, you got all the vendors, all the booths, right? But then you have all the people coming into the event that are, they're people that, have disposable income, and who knows what they're doing, right? So I could show them what I have to offer as well.
So your target audience isn't the attendees. Your target audience is the vendors.
Right. But I'm going to be incognito selling to the vendors because I'm supposed to be at my mom's booth, and I can't get her in trouble. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say put together like a text keyword.
That's what I was going to say.
Right. And or maybe a QR code that they can scan to send a text, and start that off with like exchanging information, and then automatically adding them to some sort of lead nurture campaign on your side.
Hold on, I was looking for something to write with real fast, but let me pull up my scope. I'm like, let me type it. Okay, so I'm like, okay, so just put together.
Yeah, so you can do a
QR code.
Yeah, with the QR code.
A workflow, did you say?
Yeah, the workflow would be like a SMS keyword to the phone number. You have one of our snapshots, don't you?
I have the ultimate biz.
Yeah.
Ultimate.
So it's actually so if you have the small, and that should have came with the small business as well. So small business snapshot has a workflow called Z008 in it.
Workflow Z008.
Yeah, so model after that workflow. It's set up to be a SMS keyword text marketing style campaign. So if you go in there, you'll see the trigger is a keyword, and then it goes to a phone number and then a message. Right. So basically pick a keyword, or, copy it and then replace the keyword, and then have whatever follow-up message it is that you wanted to go to. And I think we have a lesson on that in, there you go. Yeah, there's a lesson on that exact campaign in the new White Label Academy training that we launched as well.
Read your mind. But yeah, like what Beyond said, there's a lesson in there's 14 lessons total in the White Label Academy. And that is for agencies to help educate their team members, mostly their users, but really anybody in their system. And it's not branded to High Level or Extendly or the Academy in any way. It's really just for you to say is your own and provide to your audience. But amongst many other lessons like GMB chat that really quickly go over very quick wins for you, there is also specifically a text keyword where it's only a few minutes and it breaks down and talks about what those workflows look like and give you examples to play around with as well.
Okay, so so literally I've got like just tonight to work on this and get it ready. So would you recommend, so do I need to do a landing page? Well, I'll do a landing page. I can do that. Can I just duplicate?
No, you don't even need a landing page. You just need a workflow that is customer replied, and you like put a couple filters of like the reply channel, SMS, and the Charles. Yeah, perfect. There it is right there on his screen. That's cool how you did that without like sharing. Sorry, I got sidetracked. But you put the customer replied, and then there's two filters: reply channel, SMS, and you can do that with any channel, right? Like, so if you wanted to do a Facebook thing down the line, you could just do Facebook, right? But SMS, and then exact match phrase, Bismart, or whatever you want your word to be. Just don't pick like info or free, those really, really common ones, right? Because it's not going to work. And then that's where it's going to respond. It's going to trigger off of that. So you can tag them, you can send a text message back. You can wait a few minutes if you want to make it seem like, oh, you had to, take time to send the message to them, make it delay a minute. So it looks like you had to type it out for them or whatever.
If it's something, would be cool would be like if I was to use something on them that they could use on everybody else, and they could immediately make the connection. They go, oh, hey, I could do this with my customers, right?
Exactly. And that's exactly what you can do with that. And we've done that with, I know Extendly's done that numerous times. We've done it with cultivating sales too, where it's like, hey, y'all, the process you just went through, did you like it? Was it nice? Was it smooth? Yeah. Well, do you want it? Because I could just give it to you for a couple dollars, But yeah, I highly recommend checking out it's also in level 3.
Can I share my screen so we can kind of look and see, identify it? Would y'all mind? Okay, cool.
Go ahead.
I was just going to mention that in level 3 of the Academy too, I know you don't have time for this at the moment, but that's one of the projects that we break down step by step as well in immense detail. But to get a really quick overview, that white label lesson is perfect as well.
Gosh, you're as bad as Sean, except with desktops. Like you take it to a whole nother level. You're doing it not just with Chrome tabs, but with desktop.
Yeah. I got a little bit going on here. It's a bit overwhelming sometimes.
Nick, is this your SAAS account that you're in, or your sub?
This is Tu Propia Casa. This is actually my real estate account. Check this out. In 3 weeks, look at this. Contacts. Check this out. In 3 weeks, I've picked up 364 leads.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is pretty good. And then I've sent out some bulk messages to them. And I've sold 2 houses in 3 weeks.
Nice.
As a result. Yeah. So I made on one house, I made $20,000 cash, and then I made a residual on 5,000 of it, 11% interest residual, and on 140,000, I'm making 2% residual on top of what the private money lender is making. So the private money lender is making, about 8%, and I'm making 11. So actually 3%. I'm making 3 points on that, on one. And then on the other one, I just nailed it down. And so that one I should make I should make at least 15,000 on it. And then I've got another one that I just put up for sale. So I love the way this is working for giving me these leads.
Fantastic. Yeah. So you're getting the leads, you're just contacting them back and staying in the loop with them.
Right. And literally all I've done, is just auto respond. Like, let me just look and see here. Like, I just auto respond and I send them this link. And when they click on this link, it's compra tu casa, dueño. That means buy your house, owner finance, and put your information in here. And then once they put their information in, there's like an application on the other page.
Okay.
And that's all I've done. So that's I'm pretty excited because I know this thing could do so much more.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. Okay, so that's not the SAAS. This is the SAAS, which I'm really excited about this. Oh wait, that's not, it's Bismarck.
Yeah. Let's go to your SAAS and go to automations.
Automations.
Hello. I have a question, Bean.
Yeah, we'll be right there in just a second. Let's finish up with Nick.
Okay, sure.
All right.
And so you said it was
To Z008 workflow folder Z008.
I don't see it.
Might be on the next page.
Next.
Yeah. That's
Okay, text SMS marketing. Okay.
Open that up. So these are so there's that demo nurture there already, and then there's one up there that says deal. So you can use whatever you want. Like you can copy one if you like, but go ahead and open up the first one.
Okay.
All right. So in this case, it's customer replied the word deal, and then it's adding a note, adding a tag, sending out a message. And you can update that message to be whatever you like. And then that's it. And you can have it do more if you want thereafter.
So deal. So what happens now? So
Yeah.
the customer, how do they get to
if
this?
you
Like,
open the trigger on the top where it says customer reply deal, notice that there is that exact match phrase filter where it's, and then it says deal. That's where you can change your word. So if you wanted it to say Bismarck or wellness or connect, whatever you want it to be, you can change that there. And then that is what, when somebody replies to anything, and in this case, it's going to go off of any channel. You could also add a filter again that is just SMS if you wanted to really be specific. But at this point, it's going to be the way that they come in. It's going to kind of catch all, no matter what channel, if they're on Facebook or email or SMS. But, so if they message in reply to anything, that word, in this case, deal, this is going to fire, add that system note, tag them text marketing, and then it's going to send them that SMS one step back to that customer or that client contact, whatever you want to call it.
so I have this fear of breaking the ultimate frame, the ultimate snapshot here. And so how would I, because obviously I don't want to touch anything that y'all have set up, right? Because
you can copy it, just hit the three dots on the end.
Yeah.
okay, duplicate or copy? Duplicate.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then you can name it differently if you wanted. So if you just wanted to write like wellness, whatever would make sense to you in this case.
Wellness.
And then create.
And would I put that in a different folder, or?
You don't have to, but it's going to show up here.
You can just say folder.
Because it is text SMS marketing, so it still can fire under there. So if we open that up now, notice how it's the drafted. We can open that up, open our trigger, and you can change the word to whatever you'd like. Same thing right here, just so that we're being consistent and everything makes sense later. You're not like, oh, did I change it?
There we go.
Save. And then this is just going to add a system note to the contact record saying that they're added to this workflow that they came in. It's just in case you ever wanted to look back later. And then this is going to tag them. Right now it's set to tag them text marketing. If you wanted to add tags, change tags, remove that one in any way you can. At this point, I would just recommend adding rather than taking away.
So add one here.
You can even add more in that action alone if you want to add tags.
I can. Okay.
Yeah, you can
So
select multiple. You just hit this drop down and then it'll allow you to search and select multiple. You can do that there.
So if I wanted to put like Wellness Expo,
Yeah.
I know,
So you can just type that out and then add new tag, and then that's that. So then when we save it, that'll be a tag that we add. Next step would be this SMS. This is what it's going to send back to that customer. So when they send in wellness, what do you want to have send back to them? So in this case, it's a little bit of, some custom values and stuff. You can completely customize this to say, hey, it's so great to have connected with you at the Wellness Expo. Here's my meeting link, my appointment link, so we can talk further, or here's a lead magnet, or here's where you can purchase, whatever you want it to say. And then, anything else you want to add there, if you want to move them in pipelines, things like that. I know we have another question as well, but that is a really good place to start, and goes to show how helpful those extend.
And you can remove everything on top as well. And so that way you're not sending out that extra information since you're starting with the hey.
Yeah. And then I could just say, hey, it's so great to connect with you at the Wellness Expo. I'm just kind of showing off at this point, right? I'm just saying, hey, look, I just want to show something off, right? And then
it's like,
hey,
I didn't even touch my phone.
Yeah. Hey, did you like that? I can hook you up. I can do that to you.
Exactly.
What I would do is say something like
that. Give me some ideas. What would you do?
You want to, if you want to do this for your business, let's set up a demo and then send a second message out saying, here's my calendar link.
So if you would like to do this
for your business, something like that, I'll let you figure out the exact wording there.
But just to get the idea, if you like to do this for your business, oh, totally. Okay, so if you like to do this for your business, then
let's book a call.
Let's book a call, or I'll give you a demo or whatever, something along the lines that you want to say.
What about something more like boom, like, hey, let's just get you signed up. Like, hey, how would you like to do this for all of your customers, right?
That seems too harsh mostly. People don't usually go for that. They like the feeling special. You got to fluff them a bit. But you could try it, see how it works. That's what, testing and looking at the response, looking at the feedback you get. If you try that and nothing comes in, then you know that, all right, next tactic is a different one. But if it does well, you can tweak off of that. But
you can even set up like, 1 day later, then follow up with another message, another day later, something else, and things like that. All right.
So that's where you can add those steps. And
I'm going to ask our other user guest. He had a question. Smart.
Okay, save action and just save it, right?
Yep. Yeah. You're going to want to publish it just when you're ready. But that's that. But let's move to the next question.
Oh, real fast. How do I get them to this? They just have to send me a text message?
They just text in like your account number. So your phone number that's linked to your account.
They just text it.
Yep. Yeah, whatever the Twilio number is that's linked to this account, they just send the word wellness to that phone number.
Yep. It's like the text 555-555 to get your free copy.
Yeah. You want to make it any easier, Charles threw in a QR code generator as well in the chat. You can generate a QR code, which will open up an SMS app. It will open up the SMS app on their phone. It'll pre-populate the phone number and your keyword. All they have to do is press send.
Okay. The phone number and any keyword and the keyword.
Yeah. So in that case, wellness.
Right.
Literally all they have to do is just scan it and click send.
Right.
That's it.
That's awesome. That's what I want to do.
And then they're not then you know they're typing in the right thing. You don't have to like, you can stand right there with them because they're scanning your QR code on your phone or whatever on a, you know, sticker or whatever you have it on, and then you're standing right there with them.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, just click send. Great
Take
to
a
meet you.
your phones.
Oh, I so want to do that. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Smart AI. I'm not sure what your name is,
Thanks,
but
buddy.
you want to.
Yeah. My name is Lakshay, and I'm from India. India.
All right. Fantastic. Nice to meet you, Lakbir. What can I do for you?
Actually, the thing is, like, I was just asking for the review request campaign, like, for managing the reputation management. If we are doing that for our clients, so like, is that necessary? Suppose if I am selling a client the SaaS for only reputation management, and you can say the missed call text back, but they're not doing any type of Facebook ads or database reactivation and nothing. So they'll not get the clients in the software. So we cannot send them the review request so that we can increase their reviews. Is that right?
Yeah. So in order to activate a review request campaign, you got to have contacts inside the
Yeah.
software. So there's a couple of ways you can do that. One, you can ask them, hey, do you have an existing database of customers? Most businesses do. You can take whatever that database is, you can add it, import it into your software, into their account, and do a bulk action to trigger off a workflow, which is your review request campaign. I would not send everyone. So let's say there's 1,000 people on that list, right? I would not send all 1,000 people the message at the same time for that review request. You want to split that up into few going out on a daily basis, like 20.
Yeah, in drip mode, right?
Right. Yeah. Do it in drip mode. So
Okay.
that way, just in case you get a bunch of reviews back, Google's not looking at it like, oh, great. One day you got 50 reviews, but then nothing after that, nothing before that. Right. You want to sort of drip it out to in a series where they're getting a couple a day, which also makes your customer excited because they're looking forward to what's coming next, what's coming next, what's coming next.
Okay. So like what's the other ways if the business doesn't have any the contact list or something? Is there any other way of sending the review requests?
Yeah, if they don't have a contact list, you would only send a review request to someone who's done business with them, right? You wouldn't send a review request to a lead, someone who hasn't done any business with them. So they generate a contact list. If they're for example a brand new business and they just opened their doors, they don't have any customers, then I wouldn't focus on review requests. I would focus on getting customers in the door first. Then as they're getting customers, trigger off review requests to those that they've done business with.
Right.
Okay.
And as far as channels of getting those people in, you name it, calendars, webinars, forms, surveys, trigger links, customer reply, SMS. That's where I would really check out the Academy, because that's where we go in depth in all of the platform's features, specifically those text keywords, appointment processes, lead magnets, things like that, which break down step by step how to build those different processes to get those people in and nurtured and do the business, because you got to get people in and done before you can ask them for reviews.
Yeah. And like I had another question, if you guys know about it. Actually, I asked it yesterday also, but I haven't got an exact answer for that. Actually, my question is like, if you guys like, I'm sure you guys know about influencer marketing. So how can I do influencer marketing for my SaaS if my niche is like for real estate, or like if you can take any niche like the attorneys or something, like how can I do the influencer marketing for that?
Link in bio.
Okay, so does it explain
whatever their platform is? If you are trying to get them to fill out a form, book an appointment, download an ebook, whatever their call to action is, which is going to be different from person to person mostly. And so we can't give an exact answer on that, but the best thing would be giving like a link tree almost, where it's one link and it either takes them to some sort of opt-in, whatever that may be, or a page with multiple links of like social media. Here's my like I always see like Amazon storefront and affiliate links, things like that, that it's kind of like their hub. But most social media and influencer platforms only allow you like one link in your main profile. So having that link be crucial to bringing those people in, or showing them, giving them access to your affiliate links or whatever it may be, that's the best route there for sure.
Yeah, I got your point, but the thing is, like, I'm asking that, like, how can I, like, suppose the Extendly is a software, and like you market yourselves on YouTube with like partner, like you collab with other creators who are like go high level experts, and you market your software there. So how can I market my software with the business associations, like you can say chiropractic associations, or real estate association? Like, how can I find those people
Hard
and
to
how can I
answer
reach out
without
to them?
knowing the niche per se.
So
Okay.
you would need to get in touch with the person that you want to use as an influencer or affiliate, right? Now you're asking about how do you find those affiliate partners? Go into groups. You're talking about realtors, chiropractors, target people that are already targeting those type of businesses, and partner with them. So your customer and their customer is the same avatar. You would partner with them, and they can cross promote you. Charles just mentioned Golden Goose. Charles, you want to tell us a little bit about that?
That's what I always refer to it as. So, like, this is my whole business model. So I don't do ads. I don't do any of the traditional stuff that I do the opposite of what most people will tell you to do. But I go to networking events and I look for chamber of commerce, networking events, and online forums. And I look for my golden goose. My golden goose is someone that already has my client.
Yeah, that's
or
awesome.
they're targeting my client. So I go after SMMAs, marketing agencies, because I am strictly SaaS, no service, no lead generation, nothing. I want nothing to do with that. So I am just selling a CRM or CMS platform. I know that I can solve a problem for that agency, but I also know that in doing that, I need to connect with their clients. Right. So if I connect with an ad agency, their biggest problem is churn and showing the results. It's proving the results. They generate the results because the phones are ringing, the ads are coming, leads are coming in. The problem is the in-between stage, the crappy receptionists, the lazy salespeople. So if I can automate that, the business gets more of a holistic solution. The ad agency keeps their client happy. They're able to offer a more holistic package. So that's my golden goose. If I can get that agency on board with what I'm doing, they are going to get all their clients on board with it and say, look, this is what we use at our agency to run our business. I'm telling you, yes, we can run ads. We can spend $3,000 to $5,000 a month in ad spend. But what if I could take that 3, 4, 5x multiple and turn it into a 7, 8, 9, 10 multiple just by you spending another $300? Because now I can automate missed call text back. I can force the lead through into putting them into an appointment where we're trying to nurture them to an appointment. I can do things with that regardless of if the receptionist is out sick, the salespeople are all out in front of the dealership or whatever business, smoking cigarettes and watching TikTok. None of that matters anymore. And we can say, look, we responded to all these leads. They were responding back. You guys dropped the ball. At some point, you have to pick up the ball, but at least we're taking the ball that much further across the end zone for them. So that's why they're my golden gooses. Same thing with website development companies. It's the same concept. A lot of people are like, well, what does websites have to do with lead generation? What about that contact form? How many times have you been? I've been on the website side and I ask them, okay, I've got this beautiful website built. Where do you want the leads to go to? What leads? Well, the contact forms, like you got to have some place for them to go. I just send them to my email. That's a horrible solution because they're never going to check their email except maybe 2 times a day. So what if I can embed our form, automate again, all this process, put them into email newsletters, all these different things. So that's my golden goose. They are going after my potential end client. So I partner with my golden gooses. And that way everybody's happy. Everybody gets a leg up. I get clients without doing, just like you're talking about. I just word it differently. Instead of influencer marketing, I'm just creating strategic partnerships where we
Charles,
share that.
Charles, if you mind if I ask you a question?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So like I was just asking that, like, how do you find these people who have your audiences, and like how do you target them, or like do you do outreach to them regarding if you want to feature in their webinars, or if you want to like partner with them, and like how do they market you in front of their audience? Like, do you do a webinar, or like they
Nope.
just so yeah, can you explain how that?
What I do literally is I'm a member of 3 local chamber of commerce. I'm in a rural area, so our chamber of commerce is kind of overlapping a lot of activities. So I'm a member of 3 different ones. They all use my platform. Okay, mostly for just like email newsletters, nothing crazy. Because they're old school. I'm out in the country. Okay. But they also put my company name and information in all their new membership packets. So every new member that joins the chamber gets my information as part of their new member. And then I also go speak at quarterly meetings and just I don't talk about my software. I talk about best practices. Something everybody in that room can relate, whether they're a client or not. Because what I'm doing is I'm setting up forget about what I do and what I offer. I'm the person you need to listen to. I'm setting a brand authority. I'm putting myself as a thought leader and a industry leader within my category, which is processes and systems, organization, CRMs. That's what I do. I do CRMs. And then on online, I go on networks like Alignable, LinkedIn, Facebook, and I go into these groups and I look for questions. I don't ever talk about what I do. I look for questions and I provide value. And then inherently what happens is they see my comment and they're like, wow, that's like right on point. And then what do? They want to know who the heck I am. They go to they go to my profile, and they end up on my website, and it's just this series of events. But it's all from standing out as a thought leader and an industry leader by providing value and not expecting anything in return. I've had it happen in the GHL chat groups, where people have pulled underneath me. They've totally liquidated their agency and just come underneath me because they realize they're way down this rabbit hole that they didn't want to deal with. And so I'm like, hey, I'll deal with it. You do what you're good at. I'll do what I'm good at. It works. But that's all it is. It's just showing up and being genuine and transparent in who I am. I give information away all day long. I don't care. I'm not worried about competition. There's enough business out there for everybody. And so I just provide value, and inherently people want to follow me and see what I'm doing, see what I'm about, hear more, and it sets up one-to-one meetings. I got an agency. I went to Alignable. There was an event starting. I had a free slot, and I was like, I'll jump in. It was talking about email marketing, and I was just going to jump in and listen while I worked. Well, when I signed up for it, I had to register for the Zoom. When it happened, I got bombarded with text messages and emails from a GHL workflow that was set up wrong. There was no event start date. Oh yeah, there was a couple of problems in there. So I just responded back to the text. Hey, just wanted to let you know, I'm in your webinar, but it looks like your automation's broke. I do a lot of automations. I'd be more than happy to jump on a Zoom and help you fix it. Don't worry. This is nothing to do with money. I just like helping other people. Mm-hmm. 1 week later, he killed his agency account with High Level, came under me, and he's already signed up 4 of his clients underneath me.
Nice.
All awesome. Because he just didn't want to deal with it. But it was just me offering to help for no ulterior motive. I didn't expect him to do that. But good things come to those who give. So
I know beyond the same way, like with the reputation of in the group. I mean, just answer questions after question, and because I would put questions out there and I would hope people would answer mine genuinely. So I would always try and answer the other people's where I could and provide value. And it not only helped me learn and become more confident in selling, but it allowed me to learn so much more about the platform and about who I actually want to work with. Because when you are yourself and you come across like that and you're upfront, you're also going to work with people that are like you. And that's a lot easier to deal with day to day than not. And that's really, really cool. But yeah, I totally agree with Charles.
And I'll put a link. I did a 2-hour Zoom on the power of Alignable and how I leverage Alignable to create connections. I will put I'll try to find it's on YouTube. I'll try to find the video and I'll throw it in the chat. Yeah. That would be a good Charles, resource for you, smart AI. And one of the things that I talk about is what you're seeing right now.
Okay.
This is Charles, your digital meet and greet.
Yeah. Okay. And to be honest, I live in India and my target audience is the US people. So I'm not able to figure out that how can I join the Chamber of Commerce and I can connect with the people of US.
You don't have you don't have to join the chamber, but you can get on social media. You can Alignable is US only, although there are ways around that.
You got to get your hands dirty. You
just got to get out there and do it. We don't do any cold calling, emailing, nothing. We don't buy lists. We don't run ads. We don't do any of that stuff. It is 100% organic, affiliates, and referrals. And we get a lot of referrals from the information we provide.
Excuse my ignorance. What is Alignable?
Alignable it's kind of like LinkedIn, except where LinkedIn is focused on the personal profile. Alignable is focused on the business. So it's meant for U.S. companies where you can create basically a company profile and connect with other local businesses. It's kind of like a hybrid between your chamber and LinkedIn in a social network.
Yeah, Chamber of Commerce and LinkedIn.
Kind of, yeah. It's a unique platform, and no, you cannot automate anything with it. So, and that's one nice thing about it, actually, because it cuts out a lot of the garbage noise that's usually on social networks. They have closed that off hard. They're like, nope, we're not doing it.
Nice.
So, but yeah, Alignable. It's just it's another networking platform. It's huge. It's similar to Nextdoor, if you've ever heard of Nextdoor. Yep. Same kind of concept, just a little bit different way of getting there.
Yeah. Nextdoor is drama.
Luckveer, so to summarize everything we just discussed, and to sort of put it in steps for you, considering your situation, step 1 would be get on Facebook, go to groups, find a group that you want to target where your target audience is, right? Realtors, chiropractors, whatever your target audience is, go join that group. And don't post about your software. Read through the comments, see what problems people are having, respond to them, and see how you can resolve their problems by providing just free advice to them that relates to your profession and your experience, right? Which can possibly lead into a further conversation that would be you selling your services to them. So constantly do that. You'll get recognized for doing that, and people will reach out to you. And at that point, you can share your scheduled call link, send them to your landing page, whatever it may be, whatever the next step is in getting people signing up. But that would be the very first thing I would start with before you invest your time in if that's what you're looking for. Then you'll be able to make connections with other people who are sort of targeting the same audience as well. And then now you can reach out to them and say, hey, can we do a webinar together? Can we do this or that? And can I get in front of your audience? Then you can get in front of my audience and sort of do an exchange deal like that.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And like as Charles said that like I need to like reach out to them and like get my hands dirty. I totally understand that, and I'll surely do that, because I think it's the best way to market yourself, because you're presenting yourself to hundreds of people, and like instead of doing like cold outreach, the people who are interested only they'll get in touch with you regarding the services. So I think that it's the best. And like I was just thinking that if I could join the groups who have some webinars or something, so could you just guide me on that? Like can I join some groups and present my software on webinars or like online meetings?
Yeah, you absolutely can. Once you connect with people within who will let you attend their webinars and let you present, but first you'll have to earn their trust. You can't just go in a group and say, hey, can I join your webinar? And chances of finding success with that would probably be slim.
Think
Yeah,
about how
okay.
you like to be marketed to. If it's that, how many times are you in a Facebook group and you see somebody go live? Are you actually watching? Or if you do click on it and you just hear them sell, like sale, are you clicking away? Are you listening? Are you interested? Really think about how you as a consumer feel about when people market it to you that same way, and use that, because it really does matter, and it affects things a lot, and it will affect your results as well.
I
Okay.
just put a link in the chat. If you want to get your feet wet networking, online networking, this goes for anybody.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to get much, if any, business from this networking group. I'll just go ahead and tell you that. But they are super nice people. It is super laid back. They have meetings Tuesday through Friday all day long on the hour. So it's a great place for you just to get comfortable with online networking, because it doesn't matter how bad you screw up, these people will still love you. Okay. It's called the Happy Neighborhood Project. Okay. It's a bunch of MLMs and network marketers, which may be your niche. But it's a good way for you to get used to how kind of online networking works and how breakout sessions work and connecting one-to-one in these little mini breakouts and Zoom meetings and stuff. It gets you familiar with how online networking traditionally works. And then you can, once you kind of get your pitch, how you approach people, how you network with people online, then you can go try to find some nicer groups that are more to your target audience. But that's a good place for you. Think of it as a playground. You can go there. Doesn't matter how much you mess up. You'll still meet great people that will be kind and courteous to you no matter what. So
thank you for that link.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a question, if I may.
Yeah,
Yep.
Nick.
Okay. So when y'all were talking about, something really just kind of went ding, ding, ding when y'all were talking about it kind of reminded me of the Dream 100 when Charles, you were saying that, what did you call it? Like the goose that lays the golden egg, right?
There you go.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Right. So man, you know who the goose is for this wellness expo? He's like he's the guy who signs everybody up and everything. And I'm thinking, what do y'all think about this? What if I like do some sort of a keyword that says like the greatest expo on earth or something, and then do something that maybe like, I don't know, something that really makes him go, oh, that was cool. Right. And try to get him, because if I get him on it and get him to promote it, that would be awesome. Because he does like, I think 7 expos a year or something.
If I was going to do that, you know what I would do? I would do, I would have it as a keyword, and then have it trigger to their, find out if he has a Google My Business page. And I would have, I would keep it stupid simple.
Oh,
just have
reviews.
Have it redirect to his, Google business profile and have him fill it out. But you need the contact to respond, because ultimately what you want to do is wait one day and text them all back and say, wasn't that super easy to leave a great review for this event that we just had? How would you like to offer that, for your business and your clients? Because they just went through the experience as a customer.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
I would keep it stupid simple. You're talking 2 text messages and a link to the event's Google My Business page or something. Find it on Google My Business, Yelp. It doesn't matter, because you're just going to do it as a trigger link. And then you could say, if the trigger link is clicked, send them, wait one day and send them this message. Hey, what did you think about this, online review process for the local event? Would you like to learn more about how this worked, or however you want to word it? Use ChatGPT. I'm a horrible copywriter.
Right. So how would you like? Oh, so wait a day and then say, how would you like to?
Yeah. So you would create a trigger link with his review URL. Process. Yep. So you would find out his review URL and create a trigger link. Okay. So when they scan the QR code, it could take them directly. Do the keyword, so you're opting them in, okay, because you want them to opt in. So do the keyword, QR to keyword, just like we were doing before. Mm-hmm. They text, review wellness, or whatever keyword you want to use. Wellness, you can use the same one, doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. When they text that, you text them back, thanks for attending this event. We'd love to hear your feedback. Click here to leave your feedback. They click the trigger link, but you have a wait step. So after that message, there's a wait step, and you're waiting on the trigger link to be clicked. And with a timeout of 1 day. And then you say, okay, once they did that, you would have an if statement saying, did they click the link or did they not? If they didn't click the link, don't even worry about them. Just let it go. But if they did click the link, it'll be in the Facebook group.
Nick, I'm I'm not trying to be just salesy, but that keyword SMS white label video would really, really help.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah. And you get all the other lessons with it too, but that one is just a few minutes, so it's short for you to understand and watch and implement. But it does give examples and kind of walks through what those steps look like, and but
there's all sorts of ways.
Yeah. Charles, you're awesome. Charles, I'm loving this. Oh my gosh. So basically I just texted back saying, thanks for attending this event. Would you like to leave a review, basically?
Yeah. And just point them to a review process. You're putting them in the customer's shoes. That's it. So as business owners, how much more confident do you feel about something if you've experienced it from the customer side?
Right.
That's all you're doing. You're showing them the customer side. And then if they did click the trigger link, you want to see if they're interested in learning more about that process and how it worked. If they didn't click the trigger link, let them hit the checkered flag and go on. And you could always put them into an email marketing or email newsletter thing down the road, Because
then they're in your system. You can,
Yep.
Nurture them all day long. Well, not really. Don't do that all day long. They'll unsubscribe.
Then the guy's going to be calling you, hey, thanks for all these reviews, but now I got to respond to them all. Well, guess what? We can do that too. There you go. You get the golden goose and you get all the people that interacted with it.
Yeah.
The eggs.
I like that. I'm definitely going with this workflow here. This is going to be great. Yeah.
Simple is always better. I promise you.
So just to simplify, just to recap real fast. Okay. So QR code, they scan it. It pops up the
SMS
keyword, and they should hit the button, right? hit send, and then it's going to basically send them a
It's
text
going to
message that
text them.
says,
It's going to reply back to them.
That's going to start the workflow.
Yep.
going to reply back to them and
Yep.
ask them where to put it.
To leave a review.
Thanks for attending this event. Please leave a review and tell us how great it is, right? And then so there's a button, I guess, on that text. So they click on that.
Just a link. Just a trigger link. Yep.
Trigger link on that text message inside the body of the text, right? The trigger
Mhm.
link.
Yep.
So they hit that link and it takes them to the Google My Business profile page of the Golden Goose, right?
Yep.
And then they leave that message, and then that's it. We just wait a day.
Mm-hmm.
Or we wait a day.
You wait on trigger link click.
Wait
with a timeout of 1 day.
Okay, hold on.
Because if they click it first, you want to fire that off sooner.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So that's super key. Let me write that down. Okay. So wait on trigger link click, and the workflow can do that. So when they click it, the workflow can say
the wait step. So you pick your condition that you're waiting on, and you're not waiting on time. You're waiting on a event, which is a trigger link click.
Correct. And then you can add a timeout to that event as well, so that it's not stuck there until they click on it. You can add a timeout, and the timeout is the 1 day.
Yeah, because you want to make sure that the people that aren't clicking it aren't getting stuck there. You need them to proceed at some point.
So add the timeout, which basically, what is that going to do? Basically, it sends them.
It's going to move them to the next one, but that's where you need an if statement, because now you need to separate the ones that clicked it from the ones that didn't click it. So you put the if statement after the wait step. If trigger link clicked, this happens. If trigger link not clicked, this happens. But that way you can treat them differently, because the ones that didn't click, well, there's nothing to show them because they never clicked it. So
I'm kind of writing some notes in the chat for you too, just to break it down a little bit.
Yeah.
It may not be helpful, but
Yeah, so I was just wondering, like, if Extendly's onboarding also offers like customizing the website, or does it like for example, if my client is a contractor and you have a ultimate business snapshot which works for like all niches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so for example, in my SaaS configurator, I have attached your snapshot, like the ultimate business snapshot, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so if a client signs up, and what type of website does he get when he signs up for the plan?
So the small business snapshot doesn't come with the website, because you could be serving any type of business, since it's made in a universal niche scenario. We don't know what type of business it could be a dental, it could be a dentist, could be a realtor, it could be a chiropractor, could be a plumber, anyone, right? So we don't know what type of website to give you. So that's why there is no website with that. But you can use the template library from High Level and pull in any type of website you like based on any of those niches.
Okay, but the thing is like that in the Extendly onboarding, the person who is doing the onboarding, does he help with like customizing the website also and like getting the website?
No, so what we're not customizing the website. What we're doing is spending time with them to set up their account, right? So get their password updated, get their GMB connected, get their Facebook connected, their Zoom connected, their calendar, all of that, any of the custom values that are involved, get those all set up for them. So that takes care of what we call a tech call. That's what happens on a tech call. Then there is a training call. On a training call, we're helping them understand how to use the software on a day-to-day basis. So we go over the conversations inbox, we go over calendars, marketing, the email stuff, how to do that. And we give them an overview of each of those sections. We don't go through everything, because if we did, it would really overwhelm them. We go through
Yeah.
some of the main ones that they're going to be using on a regular basis. And we show them how this works, how to interact with it. And then we let them know if there's any other questions. Feel free to hit the chat button inside your support, inside your portal or your high level, and chat with support, and support's available 24/7 to them. And that's pretty much how it goes.
Okay, awesome. And like would your like the person who is doing the onboarding, can he help the client with at least like getting the template from high level? Like, okay.
No, it's very streamlined. So they go through just those particular steps. If you want to do anything custom for them, we recommend you after they're done with their onboarding sessions, you get on a call with them, check in, make sure everything went well, and at that time you can load in a template or customize the website for them, however you wish to do that. If that could be done at that point.
Or
But
is there a way that extendly we could pay higher fees to extendly for the custom onboarding, or also like the customizing website or something?
no, unfortunately, we just don't do that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and
if you want to learn more about how to design in the funnel builder, you knew what I was going to say. The Academy program does have multiple various lessons talking through the funnel and website builder, so that you can help them customize any template that they may.
yeah. Yeah, I
And
understood that. Yeah, but the thing is, like, if I'm onboarding the clients in bulk, because like if I'll do some webinar or something, like I'll almost get around like 20 to 30 clients in bulk if I'm doing the network
so then
marketing.
it's really important for you to understand that, then, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
Well,
but
you
what I
know,
was saying is like that I cannot like design for everybody, right? Like for 20,
And
30 people.
exactly.
well,
Yeah.
I'm always looking for an opportunity to help and pitch in on these Zoom meetings, but
Yeah.
I feel like I don't ever know anything. So I can't ever help. But I think I can help on this one. I have a link.
Yeah,
Oh,
your time has
yes. I'm like,
come.
yes, I think I can help. I
Okay,
got a
awesome.
link. And y'all even may know of him, but it's like he's like $67, and you can like do a whole month's worth of funnels. You can do or 4 funnels a month or 3 funnels a month or something like that for like ridiculously cheap. And
Yeah,
they
that was
deliver it within 24 hours. It's like
I know
Like
the
what
futures is one.
what do they do? Like, do they customize the websites for like each client specifically?
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah.
you
Which one are you talking about?
yeah, the futures is one that I'm aware of.
The futures.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think there's a couple out there.
there are a couple out there. So you could use those services if
I got it.
and there's one that Nick's talking about. There's one that Steph's mentioned, and there's a few others out there as well. And they will take care of the website
Incoming chat
and design for you.
I just put it I put the link in there. I got it. Yes. Funnel Hacker Labs.
Yeah. Nick, if you could tell me like what do they exactly do? Like, suppose I have a client and like, do they charge $67 per client for customizing, or?
I think you can buy like a whole package for like $67 for a full month or something. I'm not real sure exactly, but I did go through it, and I was like, oh my God, I got to use this, right? And so that's all I really know, because I actually haven't been through it. So that's my disclaimer. I actually haven't used it, but actually, I think it was Ryan from Extendly, that actually gave me this link, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. I think so. And so I don't know. I'm dying to use it though, so I just wanted to share it because I was like, hey, I can share something.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, of course, with all of that, still you want to know the system in of itself and how to tweak things if need be, especially in emergency squeeze cases. You'll find it's a lot more important to know it yourself than off sourcing it. Even if you are giving it to other people down the road, it's really, really vital for you to understand it yourself.
I have to agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 100%. The most important thing. We stress on it over and over again, and we may sound like a broken record at this time, but if you don't learn, you don't know how to help them. And if you don't know how to help them, your customers are not going to feel confident about using your services. Even if you did sign them up, eventually they will end up leaving.
And the first level in there too is specifically designed to be able to be finished in a day. So you have the ability to get that under your belt and not waste too much time. And then you can always go into level 2 and 3, which go deeper and deeper into the keyword marketing and lead magnets, appointments and memberships, all of those more important processes. But yeah, it's going to be important regardless of if you offload the work to somebody else later. If you're managing it, it's really crucial for you to really have a good, deep understanding of it, for sure.
Because no matter, like, I use onboarding, support, snapshots, I have the whole Extendly package because I wanted to be as far removed from the work as possible. I wanted to be an owner, not a employee. But
Yeah, that's
because
a good mindset,
but to their point, I still get messages in Slack. I still get messages in LinkedIn, and it would not look good as a business owner if I was just like, oh, well, go chat with support. They'll help you. If I dismissed them every time, I need to be able to answer those questions. And like the 2 calls I had with clients today, they're huge referral clients for me because they're my golden gooses. But I spent over an hour and a half on calls each with them, going through strategies and how they could leverage parts of the system to do unique things for their particular business. If I didn't know the system, I couldn't do that. And they value me so much higher to where I had one ask me if he could pay me more for his subscription because he felt like he was taking advantage of me. So there is a lot that comes from knowing the system and I know quite a bit about it, but there's still things I have to go to these guys for. I'm like, I'm not sure if we can do this or not. Can we do this? And that's me knowing a lot about the platform, but it's through training. Like the academies, you get everybody coming into it now has an absolute leg up on me because none of this existed. None of this training existed. When I was learning it, I had to just crack down for 3 months and go pigeonhole myself into the system and try to figure out. And that was with campaigns and triggers. We didn't even have workflows. Gosh, talk about a nightmare. But yeah, I mean, definitely the academy, even if you just take the first level and get a good base level understanding of how the platform works and how different things can complement each other, it's so powerful. Just like Nick's example, if else statements and wait steps. I can't tell you how many times I see things mess up just because there's no timeout on a wait step. But not understanding how that stuff works. It's really hard for you because the more you understand it, the more you can provide the unseen value, the things that you can't see at surface level, because then you can really put it into perspective. Hey, this is how we could take what's in your mind and actually put it into action. You can do that during sales calls, during presentations, but you have to have an understanding of the platform. If you don't, you're really setting yourself up for failure. You might get some quick, easy wins off the top that are kind of, anybody and their mother could sell that person. They're just a get me done, so to speak. I just want to sign up for something. But as you get into it, those customers are going to churn, and you're not going to be able to get high quality customers that
you're going to be stressed.
Oh yeah, it can be overwhelming.
Stress because you're not going to be able to know what to do and you're going to have to wait for somebody else to respond. And that's the worst thing. And like feeling trapped in that. And you know, even coming today and like asking the questions that you have, like I can tell you're a little unsure about what path to take and what exact routes to go down. And that's the exact confidence that we want to instill you in with in the academy. Those are the exact points that we're making in that. Because it's so hard to sell if you're not confident, if you don't know what you're talking about. And Beyonce said on one of the events we did a little bit ago of like with his pizza shops, like he can make the dough, he can make the sauce, he can do that. Like, because at the end of the day, if no one else shows up, you have to do it. If no one else has the answer, you have to come up with it. And that's just the role that it is. And the reality of it is there's a lot of little painstaking work that goes into it, and getting, you know, your hands dirty, like I said earlier, and you know, to even find that golden goose and know that that goose is golden, you know, all of that. And it may sound like, oh, that's so much work, and it is, but it's gonna, and then like Charles said, it's way easier now than it had been. But it's why we built the program, because we feel so deeply in that, and we want to help and give you that confidence as quickly as possible.
And the pizza story that you just mentioned, right? It goes along the lines of same thing here, what we're talking about. And the stories like this, where early on I opened up a restaurant, I didn't know anything about it. I hired a manager to manage the whole thing, and we failed. Right? It wasn't his fault. It was my fault, because I didn't know anything about the business, and I went into it, and it was a huge loss. Then over the years, I've recovered, and now I had the courage to open up restaurants again. So bought some pizza shops, and this time I did not make that same mistake. I did not just say, okay, I'm going to let the guys run the show. And this time I went in, I spent 3 months in our restaurants, and I learned how to make dough, learned how to make pizzas, and what type of pizzas were they, like literally, mopping the floors to washing dishes and everything, know exactly how to do all of the
hands dirty.
Right, getting your hands dirty, right? Like we were talking about. And if I didn't do that, I wouldn't know what to improve on, what processes that we had in place that were not necessary, and how to improve on. And because I did learn those, I was able to make a bunch of improvements. I was able to make improvements to a point where within a year we got our 8th location open, versus if I didn't make those improvements, I doubt I would be any confident opening my next location after that.
You're not going to trust the top surgeon, to give you heart surgery if he's never done surgery before, if he doesn't know what all the parts are and what the processes are, right? So
you got to learn
back to that trust.
Yeah, you gotta. It's hard, but it has to be done. If you don't do it, you're reducing the chances of you succeeding. By luck of stroke, yes, you definitely can succeed without learning and depending on someone else. But it's which is exactly why the academy exists. We want as many people to be educated and actually have a shot at being successful in the business as possible.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, and then like obviously that has to tie into the white label side, because when you learn it, now you got to teach your clients. That's a whole different ball game. And that's where we just came out with the white label one, where it's the 14 lessons that you can provide white label. So whatever brand you want to make it, right? You can give that to your clients so they can customize their own websites, and they can set up their own keyword SMS things, and get a good understanding of those quick wins, start implementing those systems. And when they have questions along the way, you can help them, and you can provide that value, be that savior to them in that moment. And it's just your wait step needs a timeout. That's all you needed. Like, that's it. And it's less stress on you. You're not having to deal with it as much. And all around, you're more confident that even if you don't know the answer, that you'll be able to figure it out, or where to go to look. That's another big thing. Because you don't know all the answers. I don't know all the answers. I'm not going to know all the answers. I don't want to know all the answers. you know, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You had a
actually,
question?
actually, I have to go in like 5 minutes because I have a Zoom meeting with a client, a potential client actually. I have a Zoom meeting. Yeah, so actually, my question was that, as you told about me, as you told me about the network marketing, right, Charles? So,
Mhm.
Charles, could you please tell me that, can I find those people on Instagram or Google, or how can I actually meet those people and like send emails about partnerships, or how can I reach out to them for asking about partnerships and all?
By answering questions.
Yeah, but like, how can I
Uh,
answer those questions
Listen,
and
I'm the
like?
wrong person to talk to about cold marketing. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, I hate the whole concept. I think it's
Okay.
a horrible way to approach business, especially when you're first starting out, because people need to know you, like you, and trust you. And you're never going to get that through cold marketing. And you need to get comfortable presenting yourself and your company and your product or service. The best way to do that is to visit that. I'll put the link in the chat again. I'm telling you, I would,
We'll throw
again,
it on
the
Facebook.
super friendly networking. It doesn't matter how much or how bad you mess up. It is a good playground. You got to get comfortable in your own feet in presenting yourself, your company, and building that confidence.
And they'll connect you with other people too.
They will.
People know people know people know people. So it's exponential at that point that you never know who you're going to meet through them.
Networking has worked for decades, and there's a reason why it always works.
Right.
I tell people all the time, you need to network. Sean talks about it all the time. Go to your local chamber. You know, that's a form of networking. Go to grand openings. You know, you said your market's the US, but if you have a grand opening in your area, someone's cutting the ribbon, you know, it's their soft opening for their business or their hard opening. Go by, drop a business card, say, hey, congratulations. Super awesome that you're opening up another local business. I really, you know, don't do the
Hello?
big box ones, but like if
Hello?
Beyond was, we can hear you. Did you say something? Well, he's muted now. But, you know, like Beyond, if he was opening up a new pizza restaurant and I was in his area, I would definitely, because he's a local owner, I would definitely stop by and say, hey, congratulations. I always love local people, you know, starting local businesses. If you ever need anything, here's my card. I'm just going to, you know, hang around. Just wanted to wish you congratulations. It's a huge step in opening up a local business. Congratulate the living heck out of them. Do not pitch them on your business. Just congratulate them, pump them up, make sure that they understand that you understand how big of a step that is for them to take to open up a local brick and mortar. Give them your business card and just say, hey, I'm here if you ever want to have a conversation. I'm more than happy to help you get connected to other local businesses. Go out and give. And I promise you, you'll get it tenfold back. That's why I go to Q&As almost every day with High Level, because I end up getting stuff back from answering questions in High Level's Q&A.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Steph mentioned it a little bit earlier. By the way, we'll end the call right after this, unless there's any other questions. But Steph mentioned a little bit earlier, both of us got started with going into the high level group and answering people's questions.
Still do.
Basis, yeah, and we still do, right? That was our start. No one knew about who Steph was or who Beyond was early on, and that trust had to be built over time.
Mm-hmm. If it's not worth your time to put effort and value into the relationships you're making, why is it worth theirs? You know, think about it that way. It's blunt, it's harsh, I know, but it's true. Because if you're not going to spend the time on your product, why is anybody else going to? And it's crucial. So,
yeah.
And I put a post in the group yesterday or the day before, I think, showing some like stupid, crazy stats from Alignable, and there's a video in there exactly what I do.
Oh yeah,
like verbatim. Pull back the curtain. This is what I do on Alignable to get the results that I do. and I do leverage AI. I use Chat GPT, and it literally, I mean, it just turns into more and more connections, more and more conversations, more and more one-to-ones, and all I'm doing is answering questions using AI. I'm not even really answering, I'm using AI. But that's in the group. In the
And I threw Charles, I threw your links for the QR in the networking group on the Facebook Live as well, so those in the group can find it under the post.
Yeah, when you look at the 31.7 thousand interactions on Advice Forum, that's just from answering questions, people interacting with my answers and then connecting with me on Alignable because of it. Yep. It works.
It definitely does. It definitely does. All right, sounds good. Well, we've taken up enough of Friday for everyone. And Charles, thank you so much for the valuable input today. Appreciate you every time you jump on in here. And William gives you a thumbs up as well. All right, we will go ahead and close out for today. We will see you guys next Friday. And next Friday, we're going to talk a bit more about the White Label Academy that is released. And by the way, Charles, if I can invite you to next Friday, I know you bought the White Label Academy the other day.
Heck yeah, the day you released it.
The day we released it.
I was in PetSmart when she released it to her agency because it was just me and her on a Friday call, and we were talking about how she was betaing it in her agency. So
I'd love to get your feedback and get more input from you and see how that's helping so far.
And I submitted a feedback to Stephanie, and then I did have one quick question, just for more feedback for you guys. When they click the mark complete, I haven't done it, so I don't know. Is there a pop-up or anything that comes with that mark complete?
It just takes them to the next lesson at the moment, but it's not a bad idea. Like,
my thought was if they clicked that, if it was just a little one-line box, large paragraph text box that says, "Hey, let us know what you thought about this lesson." And that way they could just put it, and then on form submission, it takes them to that next lesson.
That's
just something I thought of to get you guys even more feedback, and then maybe we could know.
A little polite pop-up feedback one on there, but it's not a bad idea to have that pop up between the lessons too, because right when they're interacting with it, maybe the pop-up doesn't pop up on the exact time and the whole thing.
I haven't seen the pop-up, so
it's like after a certain amount of visits and certain amount of time, because if they just showed up, it didn't make sense to have it. Hey, tell us what you think.
Well, that's why then. Okay.
But love the ideas. Keep sending them our way, and talk about this Friday too.
That's exactly why it's in beta right now. We will know as much feedback as possible.
Love it.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Want to learn Go High Level in a structured format? Check out the gohighlevel.com by Extendly. We guarantee to save you 6 months of wasted subscription costs for High Level. Just visit the gohighlevel.com.